I'm an imam, and most importantly, I'm a father, a son, a husband. A few weeks ago, my phone rang. It was my mother. Her voice sounded urgent. She said, "Come home, I need help finding something." When I got there, she was searching through drawers, papers, old folders. I asked her, "What are you looking for?" She said, "My passport." Then she paused and asked me a question I never imagined I would hear from her. Should I carry the real one in my purse or a photo of it, digitally on my phone? My mother's in her late 70s. She lived in this country nearly 30 years. She worked her entire life. She helped build the very school she still works today. She is a U.S. citizen. She is a law-abiding citizen. She has never had any citation, even a parking ticket. And yet in her own home, in her own town, not traveling anywhere, she felt like she needed to carry a proof that she belongs. That moment broke something inside me, because for the first time in her life, she felt like her belonging could be questioned. For more than 20 years, whenever I return from traveling abroad, I am pulled aside, taken into a room, questioned, "Where did you go, Salah? Who paid for it? Why were you there?" And we are constantly told, "Just carry your papers and you'll be fine. If you are documented, you should be okay." But many of our neighbors didn't always feel that. It wasn't simple. If you look like me, if you spoke with an accent like mine, in those moments, papers didn't always matter. And the truth is, this is not new for us Muslims. Since 9/11, many of us have been questioned, stopped, detained, and made to feel suspect simply because who we are. History shows a painful pattern in this country. Fear is often turned on one community at a time. There was a time when it was Black Americans were property under slavery on Jim Crow. There were times when Irish and Italian immigrants were treated as outsiders, as threats to a less than. Today, many in our Somali community feel that same weight, different generation, same pattern. But history also teaches us something else. Every time this country has faced that moment, people of conscience stood up and said, "This is not who we are." We cannot ignore what happened in Minnesota. Two of our neighbors, Renee Good, a mother, Alex Brady, an ICU nurse who took care of our veterans, lost their lives in encounters with federal agents. Their deaths shook our communities. This is not politics. This is pain. This is about trust. This is about dignity. This is about whether power answers to the law. Because in a constitutional democracy, no one is above the law. No badge, no agency, no institution. And when communities feel targeted, something changes. Restaurants have become empty. Small businesses are struggling. Grocery stores are quiet. Children become afraid to go to school. Fear enters our neighborhoods, and when fear enters, dignity leaves. Let me say this clearly. This is our country too. We work here. We raise our children here. We serve here. We build here. We belong here. God says in the Quran, chapter 17, verse 70, "And we have honored the children of Adam." Not some. It did not say it said all the children of Adam. Every human being carries dignity. Every person has honor. Every child deserves to feel safe. No human being is illegal. No child is an alien. I'm not sharing this story to invite sympathy. I am sharing it to awaken conscience. Members of Congress, we did not come here just to speak. We came to ask you to lead. No more blank checks. No more funding without accountability. We need real investigations, real oversight, real consequences when lives are lost. And to the watching American people, you matter in this moment. If you hear these stories and stay silent, if you feel something in your heart and do nothing, then nothing changes. Call your representatives, call your senators, write, speak, because history always asks one question. When people were afraid, when dignity was on the line, where were you? And we should be able to answer that. One day our children will ask what we did when fear knocked on our neighbor's door. Let us be able to answer and say, we did not stay silent. We stood up, we spoke, and we chose dignity over fear. Thank you, Minnesotans. And I would like to invite Patty O'Keefe.
Hi, everyone. My name is Patty O'Keefe. I'm a lifelong Minnesotan. I've lived in South Minneapolis for 14 years. I decided to get involved when the President of the United States called the Somali community garbage and said that there were going to be ICE agents descending upon our city. I signed up to be a legal observer to document what ICE was going to do, and we knew that they were going to be coming for our Somali neighbors and all of our immigrant neighbors. On January 11th, days after Renee Good was killed, and after breaking no laws, I was arrested and detained by ICE violently. During my arrest, agents pepper sprayed into my vehicle without provocation. They smashed the windows of my car. They dragged my friend and I out. When they put me in the car, they started taunting me, mocking me. They made demeaning comments about my appearance. They said the worst thing. One of the agents said, "You guys gotta stop obstructing us. That's why that lesbian bitch is dead." Speaking about Renee Good. It's hard to share honestly how that made me feel, how that makes someone feel. It was extremely cruel, and I just kept asking myself why. How could you say something like that? And then I remembered that cruelty is the point. They took us to the Whipple building and held us for 8 hours. We were released without charges after that. While I was there, I saw people crammed into cells. There was no privacy for going to the bathroom. You had to beg for water and to go to the bathroom. I heard crying, screaming, pleading, "Let me go, let me go, let me go, please let me go." I heard a child crying, screaming. I heard women screaming in desperate agony. In my time there, I was not ever allowed to make a phone call, and was made to feel like my biological needs and that my constitutional rights did not matter. That was a month ago, yesterday. Since then, ICE has continued their campaign of terror. The quote-unquote drawdown was for optics. It was to shift the media attention away. Since Tom Homan came to Minnesota, there has been an uptick of legal observers that have been taken by ICE. They are still preying on our children outside our schools, our daycares, and at bus stops. Inside our hospitals. Our hospitals. And they say they're going after the worst of the worst. Let me tell you who I saw and who I heard in that detention center. Women between the ages of 30 and 50 years old, mothers, many of them, children, men in their workwear, in their pajamas, our neighbors. Our neighbors. These are not criminals. So no, it is not slowed down. And Minneapolis, Minnesota, will keep fighting back against this complete unraveling of our constitutional rights and of our dignity. But we won't let them take that from us, our dignity. We here today, we have left the communities that we are defending. We are all playing roles in our community back home. We have come here today to tell Congress that we need support. All the money that the GOP has stolen from us, from our health care, our child care, food assistance, has supercharged this campaign of terror in Minnesota and across the U.S. What is on the table today is an additional billions of dollars in funding. And to that, we demand not a penny more. No more. In Minnesota, we have been bravely confronting ICE. The least our Congress members can do is confront the Trump administration by using the power of the purse to curtail this campaign of terror. So, stand with Minnesotans. Stand with the majority of Americans. Stand with justice. And say not one penny more. Thank you. And I'm going to be introducing Ruth to come up now.
Actually, slight change of plan. I'd like to pass the mic to Representative Morrison, representing Minnesota's 3rd Congressional District.
Good morning, good morning. Wow, this is amazing to see all of these people behind me who made the trip to our nation's capital. Yet again, doing what Minnesotans do best, going to incredible lengths to stand up, speak out, and protect our neighbors. I want to say how proud I am of our state always, but especially right now. Minnesota is showing the world what it looks like to stand up against a tyrannical administration of cruelty, hate, and lawlessness with strength, dignity, and love. You see it in the faces of everyone here. Teachers, small business owners, tow truck drivers, labor leaders, legislators, people who are using every resource, tool, and opportunity they have to try to help their neighbors. These are dark and harrowing times, but it is the unwavering strength and resilience and compassion of Minnesotans that gives me hope and fuels me every single day. So thank you to each and every one of you for all you are doing. You are making a difference. What's happening on our streets is wrong. The Trump administration's campaign of terror and retribution against the people of our state is wrong. Every single day, we are seeing unconscionable civil rights abuses, constitutional rights abuses, human rights abuses. I saw it last week when I performed oversight of the Whipple detention facility in Minneapolis. People in leg shackles, people sleeping on frozen concrete floors with no blankets, no real food, no real medical care. The cruelty and lack of humanity is a disgrace to who we are and is beneath what we should expect in the United States of America. What the Trump administration is choosing to do to human beings in this country is simply abominable. It's traumatizing our children, traumatizing all of us. And it's not only causing incredible emotional and economic harm, the violence and brutality and inhumanity we are seeing on a daily basis is damaging our moral well-being as a nation. And as we stand here today, I want to be so clear. My Republican colleagues who control the House and the Senate could stop all of this today. Not in a couple of weeks, not in a couple of months, right now. If they could show a fraction of the courage of the people of Minnesota, a fraction of their patriotism, a fraction of their fierce commitment to defending our democracy, our humanity, our dignity, our decency, our Constitution, and the rule of law. Minnesotans have stepped up for their country, and it is far past time that the Republican majority in Congress do the same. Americans across the country are demanding that Congress finally reasserts its power as a co-equal branch of government. We cannot give one more penny to ICE as long as this lawless agency is violating Americans' constitutional rights, blatantly racially profiling, brutalizing people, terrorizing our communities, traumatizing our children, and killing people in our streets and in their custody. ICE out of Minnesota and ICE off our streets. I'm going to keep pressuring my colleagues to stand up and do the right thing, and together we will keep fighting for a better, safer, stronger country. Thank you so much, all of you Minnesotans.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ruth Anna Buffalo. I stand here as a Native woman, a parent, a community leader, and as your relative. I'm speaking for my family, for my community, and for our ancestors, and for the people of Minnesota who are too afraid to leave their homes right now. What is happening in Minnesota is not policy, and it is not lawful. The behavior and tactics we are experiencing are creating fear in our neighborhoods and in spaces where our people go for resources and safety. Parents are afraid to let their children play outside. Families are afraid to go to work or the store. Community spaces are going into lockdown. Our unhoused relatives pushed further into danger, being taken for no reason and no accountability, and we still have missing relatives at this time from our unhoused population. Where is the accountability? This is not public safety. This is trauma. And it's happening in our own homelands. When Renee Good was killed, our community witnessed chaos, vehicles left running, blinkers flashing, people frozen in shock. It felt like a war zone, and it is a war zone. And the normalization of that violence must stop. ICE activity has targeted Black and brown people in Minneapolis, including law-abiding United States citizens, community members, and members of federally recognized tribes. And I need to say this clearly. We do not blame ICE alone. We must hold the United States Cabinet accountable. We must hold Congress accountable. They fund this chaos and violence. They authorize it. They created the system that has unleashed this violence. And when that violence violates civil rights and liberties, this country's lawmakers must answer for it. Because what we are witnessing in Native communities across the country is the violation of the civil rights of tribal sovereign citizens and people. Tribal nations have a political and constitutional relationship with the United States. The federal government and the states are obligated to honor and protect tribes. Although we stand shoulder to shoulder with our immigrant relatives, we are not immigrants to this land. We are the first peoples of this country. We are citizens and people of sovereign nations recognized in the United States Constitution. And yet our tribal IDs are ignored. Our sovereignty is dismissed. Our people are targeted, detained, and are still missing. That is a constitutional failure. We are in a constitutional crisis. Congress, the people in power, shape what this country learns about its own history. And our children are still taught a narrow version of tribal native nations, if we are taught at all. So when these systems act in ignorance and harm tribal youth and adults, especially those relocated to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Minneapolis, Chicago, this harm is not accidental. It is intentional and systemic. There are more than 700,000 citizens, people of federally recognized tribes living in large metro cities today. We are not invisible. We are not outsiders. We belong here. We all belong here. So what have we done? We have done what our ancestors have taught us. We have been good relatives. We help tribal members obtain identification. We've hosted tribal ID pop-ups. We check on elders. We check on our neighbors. We protect the unhoused. We step in where the system failed. The people of this country are showing up to support our neighbors, but community care cannot replace federal responsibility. Community care cannot replace federal responsibility. And today I'm speaking directly to Congress. Have the courage to protect the Constitution you swore to uphold. Do not give ICE or DHS another dollar, another penny without accountability. Not without civil rights protections, not without recognition of tribal sovereignty. Not without consequences when unlawful violence occurs and continues to occur. This is about the Constitution. This is about innocent people. This is about innocent children. This is about whether this country is willing to protect its own people. Our children deserve to grow up surrounded by love, not surveillance, by dignity, not fear, by safety, not generational state violence. We deserve to live in our homelands free from repetitive harm by the United States federal government. The world is watching, our communities are watching, and future generations are counting on the decisions being made right now. So hear us clearly. Hold them accountable. Not just ICE, Congress, and the cabinet. Hold them accountable. No more funding without accountability. No more unlawful violence. No more ignoring tribal nations. Reach for courage. Vote to protect the Constitution. Vote to protect innocent people. Vote to protect the future of this country. We are still here. We are sovereign, and we will not be silent. We are still here. We are sovereign, and we will not be silent.
Oh, boy, it is cold today. Whew. Yeah, that's coming from me. Jeez. Buenos días. My name is Samuel Hernan Cardoso. I am a leader with Unidos Minnesota. As I prepared for this speech today, I asked myself one question. If I was alone in a room with members of Congress, how would I tell them? How would I tell them that regardless of this initial withdrawal and what people thought what was going on from, How do I tell them that, oh jeez. How do I tell them that regardless of this initial withdrawal and what people thought what was going inside of our state from the outside, that we're still occupied and have been occupied for the past 6 weeks? Yes. How do I tell them that my family business that we've owned for the last 20 years is in danger of closing? That our building, which houses 34 small businesses, a cooperative called Mercado Central, is our home, is more than just a building. It's a haven and a cultural hub for the Hispanic community. A place that has helped humanize us, not just to the outside world, but to ourselves. At Mercado Central, we all belong. And now because of the violence, fear, and scapegoating, all these small businesses are at risk of going bankrupt and closing down. How do I tell Congress that since December I've had to endure the weight of uncertainty, not just about my future, but also the physical safety and well-being of my family, my friends, and my neighbors all over Minnesota? A weight which makes it hard to breathe at night. Something all of you share with me, I'm sure. And how do I tell them that these businesses, I'm sure we've lost like 98% of our clients in sales, and that every time they come into our businesses, we see the fear in their eyes. Families, we see it. We see how families are stretching every dollar, making impossible choices between basic needs like groceries, rent, or car insurance. Seeing Mercado Central grow quiet has been a heartbreaking experience. A place that was once full of life now feels uncertain and fragile. That loss isn't just emotional, it's economical. And when small businesses struggle, our entire local economy struggles and crumbles. And how do I tell Congress that I'm an American too? That I was born here? That this is my country too? To everybody behind me, I'm fighting alongside you today because 20 years ago, my family made the choice to make Minnesota their home. A land of opportunity in which my siblings and I could have a better, peaceful, and productive life. And it's time that Congress fights for the interests of regular working people, and because of that, I'm here to demand ICE continue to leave Minnesota. We want real accountability for the brutalization and murders of our community. We want no more additional funding. And we want nuestra gente, who are stuck in an unjust limbo, a clear path to citizenship. Thank you.
Thank you to our friends from Minnesota. ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! ICE out of Minnesota! ICE out of Minnesota! ICE out of everywhere! ICE out of everywhere! Let's go tell Congress how we feel!
Oh my goodness. Bless you, bless you, bless you for me not planning properly. Are you from Minnesota? And I was like, it's way warmer here than it is there. I know, I was thinking, you're all like, you said that it's more humid than Tucson. That's how everything is so powerful. I want to be every American. Good luck with everything. Good luck. Thank you all for being here. We just pass it on to you guys on the second generation. All of us. Are you going to testify? Or are you going to be at the hearing? So you don't need notes? I brought one. It's in my hotel room. It's going to be 30. It got weirdly cold. It did. The wind was a little more than I expected. You guys are fine. Thank you. Go get something hot. Right?
If you're joining the prayer march, we're right here. We're right here. For those who are joining the prayer